Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Slim Jimothy. This is a recording I'm just making in the morning. It is currently 2 p.m. right now. And to be honest with you, I don't really know why my accent goes into this like YouTube kind of voice, because I am Irish. Believe it or not, I actually am. Born and raised, been here my whole life. I am 24 years of age. And I actually can't help it. I think if I was recording a video with someone else, then maybe you'd hear it. But for some reason, when I'm by myself, it's kind of like this accent. And that's, it's always been very strange to me. I don't really know why. What do I want to even talk about today? I think, you know what's also an interesting topic? It's the idea that why can't it be you? It's the concept of it being you. I watched a YouTube short, like, let's say 10-15 minutes ago. And there was a guy that found IShowSpeed's necklace or earring in a river in like China or something like that, or Japan. And it had 1.2 million likes. And that's one short about this IShowSpeed kid. And it just made me think that 5 years ago, this guy like just made his account. And now he's one of the biggest streamers to have ever done it. And then it's just, why can't it be you? Of course, people get to a point where they're still like normal people, civilians, and like they've just come into the fame, but then they soon acclimate and then become the celebrities. You know the way celebrities seem like they just should be celebrities? Brad Pitt moves like he's been like that his whole life, but at some point he was just Bradley Pitley. And that's an interesting concept to me. I'm kind of in two minds of, I think I'm almost mourning the drive I used to have for this YouTube thing when I was younger. And there's a part of me that's also kind of maybe lying to myself a little bit that I still want it because I don't know what I want right now. So because I know I was good at it, I keep pursuing it. But maybe it doesn't align with who I am. Or maybe I'm just lazy. Straight up. Because sometimes you gotta kick yourself and be like, yo, you need to actually try a bit harder. And is it something you want? Or did you just let the people who like played your video in class or made fun of you ages ago, are you letting them win now? Because if so, that's crazy. And why now? In all fairness, there's been periods of time when I had the chance to really just think about it and work, but I didn't. And that's on me. And it's always on me. Every time I'm not in this Audacity program, every time I'm not talking to the camera or editing or thinking about it, that's on me. But right now, for the first time in my life, I'm in my own apartment. I don't know if I can use that as an excuse, because when I was a little kid, 15, 10 years ago, or 14, 10 years ago, I did everything I could. Everything. I had a little laptop that was not made for anything, and a 7-year microphone I bought on eBay, and I just had my brain and pure drive. My videos were about nothing. Like, not about nothing, but they're just about whatever made a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, like, just happy or fun or was funny or what he thought was funny. And I look up to that kid. I look up to him a lot because as time goes on, I kind of forget who I am, I think. And it's easy to just try and gel into the NPC-ness of what life is. Right now, I'm just a person that goes to work and comes home. I have my routines with my partner, and that's it. And I love that, especially being with my partner. But the work bit is what the issue is. It's just so draining, and it's literally nothing. In all fairness, from what my abilities are and what I feel like I'm absolutely finessing a living right now, but it's also just not right. I used to be a salesman, and there was a point where I had to set up the new shop. No one was coming into the shop because the advertising was awful, and we had to like give ideas on how to advertise the place in the first place. It's a very big provider in Ireland anyways, so you can probably put together who I used to work for. It was crazy because there was points where I would be scrolling on TikTok, and I always say this to people, and I was forcing myself to use that phone to a point, because when it's month 4, let's say one person's coming in, like there'll be days where I'm not kidding. Someone will come in the morning, have a look, not talk to us. We try and like do our little sales thing and they just walk out. And there'll be sometimes where you get one sale in the day and then that's it. And you couldn't even knock back into sales mode because it's been 4 hours and no customers walk in. So when you even can try and probably get a sell out of someone, you can't do it because your abilities have been subdued by the fact you've been doing nothing and just brain rotting for hours. I digress. What was the original recording of this? This was me just doing a test and now it's turned into a bit of a session. But yeah, I'm still figuring it out. That's what it is. At the end of the day, I am just still figuring it out. I know the type of life I want to live. I feel like I do. But I just don't know how to get there. I feel like this little place is going to be a very, very important outlet for me. Because at some point, it's going to have to give. I always say to myself that at some point, I'm going to have to either just be like, yo, the dream's dead. Maybe I'm just a civilian and I just do everything I can to be the best at the job that I'm in now, even though I hate it, but at least I'll be making some more money. Or I actually give it a shot. Like I actually give it a shot. Because for me, when I was 15, I had an unshakable, I say this to my partner all the time. I had an unshakable drive that, yo, I am going to be the biggest YouTuber in the world. I remember when Mr. Beast was just coming up and he was said Logan Paul's name 100,000 times. I hate to say his name, but I have to say it for this context. And I did it for another YouTuber. And then I got some traction on Twitter back then because I had an idea and it actually executed well. And I remember one of my siblings saw that I was getting traction and they cried for me because they were just so happy that I was able to put my mind to something. And it's probably one of the only things I've ever really put my mind to. I say this all the time, but at least I'm recording it this time. So it's a step. It's a step in the right direction. I want that to be a kind of lesson for someone who's listening to this and maybe even thinking about this themselves. Because what do you do when motivation isn't enough? What do you do? What do you do when you get to the weekend and you just rest, or you just think of doing the thing for the weekend, but you've just worked 5 days in a row, so you just want to be a person, chill out for a second? What do you do? It's so important to chase your dreams. It really is. It really, really is. What else is there? What else is there? If there's even one person that's watching this, chase your dreams. Even if the end goal of your dream is not being a multi-millionaire celebrity or even being someone that is of note, as messed up as that is, because that's the reality for a lot of people. For every Leonardo DiCaprio there's at least 10,000 people that are just trying to make ends meet by acting, you know? It is not a guaranteed thing. And the only thing you have is yourself to believe in yourself. You really, really do, because it's your hands putting in the graft. It really is. So if you want to build the foundations to your life, one, you have to believe that you can. You have to believe that you can. Because I look back at that kid and I really, really think about the drive that he had. Every 10 subscribers was like a step into gold, into the dream. I wanted to end this video, but I think I have a little bit more to say. I really, it was unhealthy, but my metabolism was crazy back here. So I know it was bad now. I've changed my ways. But when I woke up, and I always know it was 11 o'clock, I was like, okay, I can rest in my bed until 11 o'clock. But when 11 o'clock hits, I have to get up. I can drink I had a nice mug of water. I had a nice, big mug of water, and I'd be able to drink that. But I'm not allowed to eat until I'm finished recording and editing this video. I used to do that, and I know it's bad. But it helped me work. There were times when I was like, okay, man, I'm absolutely bugging. I need to actually have maybe a bit of calories, and that could maybe keep going. And sometimes I would, and lo and behold, I'd actually be able to do what I wanted to do. So I'd have like some breakfast, but then I'd be like, okay, so I'm going to reward myself with dinner by doing this. Surprise, I was very, very skinny when I was younger. I'm still pretty skinny now. However, I've got some work to do in the gym to kind of cut it back down. So, yo, look, I'm very grateful to be in the position I'm in. It's so easy to be ungrateful because you get so used to where you are, no matter if you're going up or not. It's so easy. Right now, I'm sitting in my first ever apartment, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, but I'm still deeply unfulfilled. And I feel it every single day it hits Monday, and every single day I come home on Friday. I feel it all the time. And it feels like this has no kind of structure to it, if I'm really being honest, but I have to put it out. I do. And it's not just because of fame. It's because of purpose. And it's the first thing that's ever given me that. It's the first thing that I really dived into. It's the only thing that I can think about, if I'm really being honest. I actually don't see another option for myself a lot of the time. I'm just meant to do this, even if 4 people are watching. So thank you. Thank you for watching.